Okay, today we're going to talk about the phone storage on your A22. How much memory you have. The A22 came with only a little bit of storage. Now I have an icon right here on my start screen for settings. You can find it, by the way, going to your settings menu. Oops. So let's take a look at the storage settings on here. So we'll go to phone storage, 5.3 gigabyte. It says here phone 9.54 gigabyte use 14.85 gigabytes free, no SD card found. And you notice you can't, there's all grayed out about changing where your stuff's stored. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to show you how to install a new SD card, then we're going to go back here. But while we're here, we're going to say, okay, what's on the phone. Music and videos is 113, pictures are 68 megabytes, apps are that. So there's not that much. If you want to really know the truth about it, that depends upon your music and videos, and your pictures are going to be where you're going to be storing the most of the stuff. Right now I believe that Windows Phone 8 doesn't allow you to move anything except that you can install apps on a different system. But you've got 16 gig to do that, so the idea of using more space and using up all your internal space is a little ridiculous, especially now that you can move your music and videos. And we're going to shut the phone off and install some memory. Now, for those that didn't watch another earlier video when we installed the wireless charging, you can take your phone cover off by the little tab right here. I'm going to shut the video off, but you just pry that open very carefully. You work your way around the edges of it, taking it apart. Okay, so now we have the phone apart. There's the wireless charging background put off to the side for a second. And you'll notice there's no place to access the SD card. Well, that's because you have to remove your battery. So let's go over here to this little tab. We'll flip up the battery here. Don't worry about losing any kind of settings. It'll keep all your settings and everything. And you'll see here, you'll see that there's a SIM card installed, but you'll see this little thing right over here. It's where you put your SD card. So let's talk a little bit about SD cards. You should go out and buy yourself what's called a Class 10 for speed. It's the latest, as of this video, it's the fastest. It's a micro SDHC Class 10.
Now I would shop around and look for a manufacturer that you like. There's been some bad reviews about some major cars lately, so I would go out to different shopping sites and read the customer reviews on them, especially maybe some of the Lumia sites. But look on for sale as well. I wouldn't pay more than $25 for a Class 10 32 gig right now.
For those of you that don't know about it, this is your SD card, and this is an adapter that lets you put the SD card in it and still use it in a mini SD slot for inside of a computer. The problem with the Nokia A22 is that you have to undo it in order to do this. On some phones you can just pop this out from the side and it'll just slide outside. You pop it in this, and then you pop this into a computer with a card reader, and you can transfer your files via that direction. But because there's a demo out there that I have about changing or transferring files via Bluetooth and or your USB cable, you very rarely have to take this out. So all we're going to do is we're going to come over here to the phone, and we're going to put the card right here, and you'll hear it snapping a little bit there. Then we take your battery, okay, and you can see the pins there, and then there you slide it in from that direction like that, push down like that. So now we're going to go over here to put the back in place, and again, it actually is one of the easiest phones to unsnap the side. So I'm going to go around it and make sure that it's all snapped in. Okay, and there's the other end over here, and we're good to go. So theoretically, I should be able to fire this baby up. And it's going to take a while for it. Oh, there we go. So it's going to be loading. So I'll probably cut out part of the video here. Okay, so here's the SD card. It says SD card found. You can access media files on this SD card and photos and music and videos. Do you want to store your new pictures, music, and videos on this SD card? You don't even have to go to that menu. It automatically found the card, asks if you want to do that, so all you have to do is say yes. Okay? And that's what it's going to do. Now, it doesn't mean it moved your old ones, okay? So let's go look at settings. Okay? And let's go down here to phone storage. and it's going to load up our phone storage. Now it says here 9.51 gigabytes. It's in 14, same amount. Okay, if we click here, we still have the same amount of stuff there, so we're going to have to move that stuff. Oops, I went back too far, so let's go back to settings again. Phone storage. Now, here's those are options now if you ever want to move back, but I don't know why. So now we have so there's nothing here, okay? So it's all that. Now, you see this tap, remove SD cards, you can safely remove the card. Just like on a computer, theoretically you're supposed to get approval for a disconnect of an insertable device, and there's utilities that do that, and this is what it is. I don't normally do that. However, that's up to you, because you could scramble your data. However, what's even more important here is format SD card. And by the way, this is probably not that important when your power is off anyway, so it may be more important on the phone that it just slides in the side. But I am going to reformat it to make sure that the phone formatting will lose all that and everything. So we're going to, that way it's making sure that the format is okay with the SD card. So it's going to go through this again. We're going to say yes, and we're good to go. So now we formatted the card. We're ready to go. We want to be able to move some files. Okay.
So I've added some links here to a couple other videos. One's for moving it via a USB cable, and one's for moving files around via your Bluetooth and everything. So you can move it to your computers. You can just as easily move it to different places on your SD card.
If you do a lot of video stuff, you know, take a lot of pictures and everything, it may be worthwhile. But don't forget to buy a Class 10. That's a nice fast speed drive or card, because you'll want to have that, because the faster the card, of course, the better it'll store pictures faster between pictures and videos and stuff. And now on this phone I have the original 16 gig plus 32 gig, and now I got 48 gig to play with.